Well, what a lovely day it is today, and it's nice to see you. And welcome to Matto's Box Mania, How to Make a Board Game Box, Episode 10, Spray Painting Your Box. This should only be a short video, maybe 10 minutes, maybe, I don't know, you know what I'm like. Right, so I'm down my workshop. You know, you're not going to do this inside. So, I've got my lovely box. I've got my lovely board game box. Now I'm going to paint it black. I'm going to ruin it because this opens and shuts really nicely. And when I spray it, let's just check see if everything's in view. Just about I'll do. So when I spray it, it's all going to get a bit more tacky and it's going to be harder to open and shut. Excuse me, I've got a cough. Excuse me. And so why am I doing it? I'm doing it for two reasons. First reason is, if I leave it like this and then I put all the other bits on, from when I cut up the old box and I'll stick bits on, it will look quite nice, it will look alright. But after a while, this just gets filthy and it starts to look really scuzzy and horrible. And especially in the environment that I live in, I'm living in the country, I'm country living, and so, you know, things are just dirty, and that's what happens, and these just get filthy. So I paint it black, one, so the dirt doesn't show up. Fair enough reason. Second reason is, again, it's just more protection against the cardboard. If I spray this, it's just more moisture protection, hopefully. That could be complete rubbish, I don't know, but it's just more protection. And thirdly, I think it looks really nice. When you've got the black box and you put the old box on it, I think it looks magic, it looks splendid. Now, so I just got a can of matte spray paint. Now, I haven't done much of this. I'm still, you know, this is all I've ever used. And I think that there might be a better way to do it. I think maybe if I used a gloss, it might be nicer. But I tend to go for matte things rather than gloss things. And, you know, or maybe there's some different types of paint I can use, or maybe I can find a way just to cover this in a shiny black paper or some other thing. This is just what I'm doing at the moment. This could well change, this could well develop. I was thinking about using my airbrush. You know, I've got cheap airbrush for base coating minis, and I didn't want about doing it in airbrush because you get a really fine, lovely coat, but it'd be very slow. This is really quick. Now this stuff's horrible. It's really horrible. It's really chemically, and it's don't know, it's disgusting. And it says, look, matte. Look, matte, tick. It's got to be the right stuff. But this stuff's really horrible. It's really chemically and horrible. And it takes ages to dry, you know. I mean, I'm going to spray this. I'll spray one side. Maybe in 2 or 3 hours I might be able to turn them over and spray the other side. But it's going to actually take days for it to really totally dry. It's going to be, you know, just almost imperceptibly tacky for days. So I'm going to have to wait for it all to dry before I start mucking around. And then what I might find is, after I've done this, that the box gets harder to open and close because, you know, you'd be surprised how much thickness paint adds. It's getting rid of my tolerance. It's forever tolerant. I just make more tolerance, but, you know, I'm trying to get that tolerance perfect. So I could add a millimetre and then it's going to be too loose. So, you know, I'm experimenting all the time and I'm improving all the time. But it might get really hard to open and shut. And if it does get really hard to open and shut, what I'm going to try is on the sides here and on the inside of the lid, I'm going to try sort of lightly sanding it just to really try and smooth it off and see what happens there. But we'll see. But it's likely, after I've done this and it's all dry, that the box is going to be a bit worse because it's not going to slide on and off very easily. It's partly why I'm thinking of doing those aluminium corners to get rid of that. But we'll see. We're all learning all the time. So now, I'm going to do the inside of the lid first, because it's the outside of this and the inside of the lid which are the things that are rubbing together, and that's where my tolerance is, and that's the most important bit. So I'm going to do those first, and so they've got longer to dry. I've got some old game pieces here, just stupid plastic bits from some stupid like £5 version of Cluedo or something. I don't know where that came from. Some charity shop. So I'm actually going to stick those on my thing there, and I'm going to balance that on the top. Then that's just more prevalent. When I turn that over and this will be black inside, you know, there'll only be a tiny bit that's touching the sort of tacky paint, so I won't scratch it off. And I'm going to use 4 on this one. Now I've just got this on some old paint tins here. You can put them on anything, baked bean tins, anything. It's just to keep it off the ground. Right, and now that's all. Oh no, that's the. Oh no, that's what I want. And it also means that I can move them, even though, you know, it's not ideal. Again, I'm going to do a classic matte and muck it up. Tell you what to do, and then completely muck it up. Right, I need to get another bit of paper. Sorry, thought I was prepared and I suddenly realised I'm not. Because I did this with my last box, and I spray painted this. And this is my friend's table. He puts it here because he's got nowhere to put it, and I covered it in spray paint. What an idiot. Right. Now, take these up. This isn't really a very long video. Now, you could literally just go like this, but then I find you tend to flood areas. So I'm trying this new technique because the last one I did, it got really flooded and had all this thickness on it. So I'm going to try, I think this one's almost empty. I might just use a new can. Oh, what's this thing on it? It's got some annoying yolk on it. Yeah. So I'm going to do it in short little bursts and go and just be a little bit picky about where it goes. So, like this. Rather than flooding it, I actually find I can be a little bit more selective. I don't know, this might not work, might not be great, and I think it probably saves paint than, I'm already getting a thickness, but this is on the bottom. I'm not that bothered about the thickness on this bottom. You see, you can see the thickness. I've got to try doing this with my airbrush or finding another way. I suppose I could brush the paint on, but the spray paint gives a nice finish. And this is another reason why when I finished the box, I went over it all with the PVA, so it all looks the same. If you have some bits with PVA and some bits without, it looks really patchy. Now let's try and do a good on these sides. These sides are really important because this is where I want as little thickness as possible. God, blue novel stuff stinks. Should wear a mask again. I'm not getting paint all over my camera lens. And I'm not holding it too close. Try and hold it a bit away and give it a chance. Give it a chance. Do what I can. So, I don't really like this, what I do here. I've got to find a better way of doing it. But, I wanted to make this video so I could spend my life trying to find another way. And you'd never see what I do at all. I'm missing. God, I'll tell you, I've got cramps in your hand now. Get cramps in your hand doing this. It's not very good, is it? You want to get cramps in your hand. Cramps in your hand, crap. Don't want that. It's a bit on the corner there. I miss it. The thing completely now. I'm sure I'm going to have problems with it. Now I'm going to do the inside of this box. Especially those bits there. God, blue novel stuff. Chemicals, aerosol chemicals. And I haven't got the window open. There's someone out there and I'm embarrassed about talking to nobody and making a board game video, board game box video. I think I'm an idiot and I can't be bothered to explain what I'm doing. So I'll open it up afterwards. Terrible, isn't it? I'm embarrassed about it. It's good, you know. What a terrible thing. Be proud of it. I am proud of it. People just don't understand, do they? They don't understand geekiness. If you're like, why are you doing that? It's not earning you any money. What's the point? That's what my dad says anyway. I showed him this box. And he's a real fussy guy. And he's a real perfectionist. Nice guy. He's a real perfectionist. And I showed him, he says, that's splendid. It's amazing. And, you know, he really appreciated what it looks like in the accuracy. He's an architect. Well, he was. He's an old stuffer now. But first thing he said, after saying it was amazing, was, sir, is this going to make you any money? Oh, God damn. Don't be sussy, I'm not interested in that kind of stuff. My life doesn't revolve around earning money. I sort of do my earning money work because I bloody have to, not because I want to. Excuse my language. Right. So, I'm going to leave all these to dry. Which, I'm going to probably leave that for 2 or 3 hours to dry. I'm going to turn it over and I'll spray the insides. And then I'll leave that for 2 or 3 hours to dry. And then I'll go and put it up in somewhere warm because it's cold in this workshop. Because it's cold and dark. Right, that's it. That's the end of episode 10. A short one. What's that? 15 minutes. 15 minutes, amazing. It's not an hour long. It's great, isn't it? So, what I'll do, right, I'll wait until I've finished it. And then when I've finished it, we're on to, it's going to be 2 or 3 days now before we'll do the next bit. So, I'll do the next bit and you'll see what's on it. See you later. Bye-bye.